Hey, what's going on? This is Shango Ray, aka Real Deal Ray. This light is kind of fucked up, but oh well. As promised, I told y'all I'm going to tell you who this saint is, and I'm going to kind of share how I personally work with this saint. I've been working with this saint for about maybe 2 months now. And boy, can I tell you, 180 motherfucking degrees, especially in the finance department. You know, things were going good, but now things are just progressively going greater and greater. Hello, everybody. By the way, my name is Shango Ray, aka Real Deal Ray, your intuition's mouthpiece when that monkey mind wants to take over. If you want to be a part of the party, this is a live broadcast, but I will, so if you're catching a rebroadcast, you should be here live. So like, share, subscribe, and thrive. Like, share, subscribe, and thrive. And did I forget to mention like, share, subscribe, and thrive? Yes, absolutely. Okay, I know I kind of got everybody like, who's he talking about? And I guarantee you, you already know this saint. Let me see here. I will be saying hello in the chat room real fast before I get in. Candy Hyman. I just like that name. I love that name. What's up, TV? Sanchez in the house. Okay, so I'm about to show you better than I could tell you. Ms. Ronnie, thank you so much. I'm touched. Let me see if I could. Okay, hold on, folks. Bear with me. It's real shadowy here. That's right, baby. This saint is Saint Nicholas. Now, if you'll excuse me for just a second, I'm going to hide the chat, the comments, just because I want to really get this to y'all, okay? This is St. Nicholas. Hold on. Excuse my shoddy work. Oh, you like them skull shot glasses, don't you? Don't ya? Yeah, but you see, this is he's a resident here. You know, he's in good company. You know what I'm saying? Definitely good company. Yeah, she got the shot glass too. So if we looking at the pyramid of wealth, Shango's pyramid of wealth. Okay, so hold on real fast. Excuse the shoddy work. I want to read something to y'all. Okay, there's something with his mythos. Okay, now you'll notice there's three. That's right, three. And we've been talking about this wonderful number of three. Now, I do want to state too, you notice here he looks like a white guy, but the oldest photos of him are from Russia. And yes, he's definitely melanated. Okay, so don't get thrown off. He's definitely melanated. All right. But, okay, so he was actually a saint. I think born in the third century or whatever. His parents were hella rich. They ended up dying, gave him plenty of money, but he was always a very devout and religious, spiritual guy. Always did his prayers and always wanted to read the Bible and all the shit like that. Okay. Now, this is something you're going to find very interesting. Okay. This is part of his story. Okay. There was a man living in Patara who had once been wealthy and renowned, but he lost his fortune and fallen into poverty. People who had known and respected him when he was rich now made fun of him and would not speak to him. This man had three. Here's the number again, three. Pay attention to these when you read your symbologies and mythologies, the symbolism, okay? This man had three beautiful daughters. When the family began to run out of food and clothing, the man became desperate and planned to make money in an evil way. In other words, he was planning on hoeing out his daughters, okay? And because I think back then too, and in that culture, like the dad had to kick in and make sure the daughter had a dress and all that shit like that, which is where we kind of, it hasn't changed because if I'm not mistaken, in marriage, like the wife's family is supposed to, pretty much pay for a lot of the shit. Hearing of the father's poverty, Nicholas felt sorry for him and decided to deliver his family from spiritual harm by giving them some of the money from his family inheritance. However, the saint did not want to be seen giving his money to the family for two reasons. First, in order to be obedient to the words of the gospel, take heed that you do not give your alms before men. That also corresponds with a magical tenement to will, to do, and to shut the fuck up, right? He planned to give his gift late at night so that his identity would remain a secret. Still today, children are told on Christmas Eve to go to sleep quickly or St. Nick will not come. That's right. He is also known as Santa Claus. I was going to mention that at first, but like I said, and you're going to see the parallels here. Secondly, since the man had once been rich and had only recently fallen on bad times, Nicholas did not wish to embarrass him. The saint thought it was best to obey Christ's words, let not your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Ashe. So he went at midnight to the man's home and threw a large bag of gold into the house through a window and fled into the darkness. Some say the bag landed in a stocking hung by the fire that was wet and was drying by the fire. Whatever the case, the next morning the father found the bag, discovered the gold coins, gave thanks to God, not knowing who had given him the money. That's where we also get Secret Santa from. Not knowing who had given him the money, he then married off his oldest daughter, using the gold provided to provide her dowry, whatever that is. Ever since that time, children all over the world have hung up stockings on Christmas Eve, hoping that they would be filled with good things from St. Nicholas by morning. Learning what the father had done, Nicholas prepared another large bag of gold and returned again one night to the man's home. He threw the bag into the house through the same window and fled back into the darkness. The next morning, the father found the second bag, discovered the gold coins, fell on his face in thanksgiving. Then he married off his second daughter. Now, the father was filled with faith and believed that God would provide the money needed to find a husband for his third and last daughter. Because he wished to know who was bringing the gold, the father did not sleep at night, but watched in the hope of catching sight of his secret patron. It was not long before the saint returned, walking very quietly, and again cast a bag of money through the window. The father heard it striking the floor and ran as fast as he could in pursuit of the saint. When he caught up with him, he recognized Nicholas, who was known to all because of his noble parents and the goodness of his life. The father fell at the feet of the holy priest and kissed them, calling the saint his helper and delivered and the rescuer of souls. In the darkness of night, the saint was carrying a pack on his shoulder and almost looked like a peddler himself. But his eyes twinkled and his cheeks and his nose were red from the cold of the midnight air. There was something about his countenance that brought peace to the man's soul. Hold on a second. I'm trying to read and like this thing right here is not, sorry about that, folks. Just a little bit more here. I hope y'all are enjoying this a little bit. Nicholas made, the father promised that he would not tell anyone what had happened that night as long as Nicholas remained alive. After speaking to the man at length about the things that were profitable to his soul, the saint blessed him and then he vanished into the night. Who knows where else he went and how many other needy people he were secretly helped by Saint Nicholas that night. From this story, it is evident that deep sympathy St. Nicholas had for the poor. It would be impossible to tell of every example of his generosity to beggars or to count the hungry people he fed. Okay? There was another one here where the story goes that, I'm trying to fucking find it here, but I don't think this is, let me see here. See, there's another mythology where St. Nicholas actually there was a killer, right? There was a famine, people were starving, and there was a butcher, and the butcher had a wife. And apparently these two would lure children into their place. See, this is where it kind of got, they whatever. And they turned it around and made it more family friendly. But so what they started doing was luring people in there, killing them, chopping them up, and selling the meat to people. Okay. So there were 3 children that got caught, and he killed it. And there was a lot of attention about the children getting killed. So he panicked and stuffed them into 3 barrels. St. Nicholas had heard of this. And apparently, I don't know, I guess he started praying. He did some shit. I can't find the exact thing right now. It's not on this page, and I don't want to keep, flipping it back and forth like that. But apparently, he, through his prayer and focus, the 3 children were resurrected miraculously back to full functional health. You know what I'm saying? But yes, this is where we get the legend of Saint Nick, Santa Claus. And as you know, Santa Claus is a worldwide egregor, thought form that is given life by probably billions of people every year. St. Nicholas's feast day is December 6th, okay? December 6th. And one of the offerings that is known to give to him, that you can give to him. Now, you may not have a statue, you may not have any of this, but you could simply go and download a photo of him. Okay. I got this statue, I think, from eBay. Okay. And I consecrated and charged him up and all that stuff. But you can get a picture of him. Now, the three oranges represent the three bags of gold. Okay. Gold is also, of course, corresponding with transformation. Again, that theme again. Alchemical, it's alchemical for transformation. So, what I like to do, and I've noticed this, I've been experimenting now. For those of you who don't know, I gave out a psalm spell. I will maybe try and link the video here just so people don't have to sift through my videos to try and find it. But I've been using the Psalm 26 money spell in which you take a dollar and, well, I'm not going to explain it. I will post a link somewhere in the bottom here where you can find that. I've been doing this with my good man here every day. Okay. And every day, Wops, Mr. Money Wops, just coming through. So then I'm like, well, what happened if I don't do it? Let me just see if this is him really doing this shit, or you know what I mean, this particular energy. So I stopped for 2 days. And the 2 days that I stopped, actually it's about 3 days. The 3 days that I stopped, the Wops stopped. I still got a little something, but it was like there was a noticeable difference. The reason I stopped is because I'm a scientist. I want to experiment. I want to see what if. Okay? So this is a little bit of encouragement for y'all. Be the scientist, experiment. Don't, get your little foundational knowledge and run with it and see what happens for you. Okay, now I also made some, I don't know if you can see this. This is some St. Nicholas oil. And it's actually got orange oil in it also, because we're dealing with the oranges and stuff. But so what I was doing here also to charge him up, I burn some hell notes to him too. You know what I'm saying? And of course, can't leave her out. You know what I'm saying? We definitely can't leave her out. Another thing, if you really want to tap into that Lakshmi energy, also is turmeric. I had known this shit, and then later on, come to find out, everything went full circle, and I started finding out more correspondences with turmeric and seeing other people talking about, turmeric and stuff like that. So, yeah. So what I will do is I do the psalm spell, then I also maybe burn a. I got some hell notes. I'm actually going to be putting in the mojo bags that are going out tomorrow. They're each note is 80 million or $800 million in hell notes. So you guys are going to get one of those too if you got that mojo bag from the 9-day ritual that we did. But yes, this spirit, this particular saint has definitely been reaching out to me, and I finally said, "What the hell, man? What the fuck?" you know. So there was another story where he was on a boat with a bunch of sailors, because he's also the patron saint of, sailors and merchants and stuff like that. Because, back then, I guess around where he was at, merchants and sailors were synonymous because a lot of the merchants came off the boat and shit. So apparently he's seen the devil create a huge storm, and all the people on the ship were freaking out, and he got to praying and shit, and he ended up saving the whole ship. There's also another legend of him where I think he was on this, actually the same boat, I believe, had a bunch of food on it, and they pulled up to the to shore and docked and all that stuff like that. And he was like, hey, let me he's seen that there was like famine across the land too, but these people weren't tripping on that. They're like, let us get our product to where we got to do get our money and be out. He was like, hey, look, how about this? Why don't you give me all of this food right here, and tomorrow it shall be replenished. And they were like, oh man, we don't know about that. This shit ain't been paid for yet, blah, 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 blah. And he convinced them to do so. And then, of course, he saved their ass. So they let him do that. And upon the next morning, the ship's crew was flabbergasted because I think they not only had the ship replenished, but it was more than what they originally had. Okay. So once again, this saint, if you read the mythologies and stuff like that, he is a firm believer in the to will, to do, and to shut the fuck up. you know, he's not in it for the glory. He's not trying to Instagram him giving money to bums and shit like that. Like that's not his thing. To where Saint Expedite likes that shine. Saint Expedite wants you to big him the fuck up, basically, if he does something for you. That's a part of that energy. You know what I'm saying? So with him, it is a lot different. You will notice also in another legend that I had read, he knew the guy was by the window waiting for him. So he ended up throwing the bag onto the roof into their chimney, and it fell down into the chimney because their fire wasn't on. So that's where you get the whole thing of him coming down the chimney, because he knew the guy was waiting for him, the father. He knew the father wanted to see who was giving him, blessing him like this, and that wasn't his bag. He was like, I'm just trying to get this to you. It doesn't matter about me or who I am. So yeah, that's basically a quick get down though. But for those of y'all, if you don't got the statues and all that shit, that's fine. Just go print you up, one picture for like 25 cents, and get you some fruit or something or whatever you might even be intuitively led to do, and you can start working with this power of Saint Nicholas. I would highly recommend, just based on my particular experience, that you do get some hell notes, order you some hell notes, and use them. Aside from blessing your ancestors and shit too. But yeah, definitely. Let me see. I'm going to the comments now. See what's going on with the commentos. Let me see. All messages are visible. Yeah. Okay. Hey. Atavius Emmanuel, what's going on? I don't believe you've been here before. L. Jackson says, yes, test the spirits. Jody Briggs, what's popping? Passion T, what's going on? Sapphire.R. Vanessa Tex, I'm glad you caught me live too. Wonders the One, what's popping? Lel, hey, what's going on? Let me see here. Coco and Howell. I'm giving you the business, baby. Giving you the business. All right, let's see what else we got here. Who else? Yes, Jody, they do. What do you do with turmeric? Well, for example, I don't know if you could see it, but I put turmeric on the candles too. See, I do what are called collabos. Miss Harris, you're never late. You're right on time. Divine time, baby. Margaret Assoon. French Love Boutique. Grace Jackson. Offset Ramses. Well, thank you very much, love. Appreciate you. Let me turn this camera around here. Now, somebody, oh yeah, so I use the turmeric. I put the turmeric on the candles. Something I started doing actually when I was homeless, because I had pretty much commandeered a place that was occupied through magic, and I had a bunch of altars everywhere. One time in a police raid, I will get into that story one day because I know some of y'all want to know about all that shit. But the police raided, and they didn't touch my shit. They was scared. But I started doing collabos, what I call collabos. Like, you know how you got music and you got collabos in music. So I collabo energies, I collabo spirits. I put spirits together that you necessarily wouldn't think, because that's just what the fuck I do. I'm out the box with it. But to answer your question, I put the turmeric also on my candles. You can make an oil with it also if you want to. Um, if you know how to make oils and stuff, and put crystals in the oil too or whatever. But that's how I do it too. And then I leave whatever the herbs are like on the altar too, so they can charge up real nice, and so when I use them, they're ready. Because all these are tools, okay? These are all tools. You could think of the statues as housings, okay, and batteries. So that's why I encourage y'all to also establish your own relationships with these energies. So it's not like you're just like, what would you do if I just came up to you? You didn't know me, I didn't know you, and I'm like, hey, can I get some money? Can you give me some money? Like establish a relationship, So I feed and charge and do all that shit. So then when I need it, you know, it's ready to go. So that's another thing. Just wanted to put out there too. So I treat these energies with respect, even though I know these energies are a part of me, but I respect me, right? So why wouldn't I respect these energies too? So yeah, and you can also see my Pixiu. Um, Let me show you Pixiu again. Well, y'all seen Pixiu. I'm not gonna tell you his name because there's a spirit in here. But this is. You ever seen in Chinese those? It's like a dog dragon thing. The ones with one horn, and you can see the one horn on top there, are males. And the mythology of Pixiu, um, is this creature eats gold voraciously. Okay. Now, usually, I need to get a female one. The females have two horns, and they protect the male. Okay. Their job is to basically obliterate any fucking threats to the male in this case. Now, his job is to go and just eat a fuckload of gold. So, what had happened was he somehow he was invited, or he got into the Jade Emperor. He was having a big shindig. And old Pixiu here was in the Jade Emperor's palace and ate up all the fucking gold and was shitting out piles of gold shit. Upon noticing this, the Jade Emperor got extremely angry with him. He grabbed Pixiu, sewed his asshole up, and whooped his ass and said, now you're going to just eat. You'll never shit all over anywhere. So he was also known to basically he gets the gold and he keeps it. You know what I'm saying? But this one is made of obsidian too. So it does also have that protective energy there. But let me see here. Almost missed this tonight. So, boy, Delicia. Yeah. So, I'm in Virgo. Please, Saint Shango. Saint Shango. I am no saint. What is my wealth? I don't understand that. I'm not doing any readings right now. Sorry, sweetheart. I'm just giving some information here. Latoya Anderson, so good to see you. But yeah, so that is the story, and that's the get down, and that's the saint. That's one that he's sharing with you. Don't overlook him, and remember this: every year, you got billions, has to be at least billions of children. And children in some ways are the most powerful. They're not burdened down because, especially the really young children, they're still in that alpha state. They still have that purity of mind. They haven't had all that shit bang their head all their life or more than half their life, like most of us adults. You know what I mean? So that's that pure energy, and they are feeding this egregor, this thought form, this spirit, with their energy every year. And how many years have we been doing Christmas now? You know what I'm saying? So he's a very powerful entity. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't overlook him. Okay, I wouldn't overlook him. I'm just saying. All right. So that's another way to look at it too. You might want to get down with old Saint Nicholas here. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Okay. And when you get some good results, hey, remember, PayPal me, paypal.me/Shango Ray. Okay. Because it might come over. What is it? Pressed down, shaking, overflowing. You know what I mean? Your cup running over, you know. Yes, mi alma. Definitely rewind this. One horn male, two horn female, appropriate. Yeah, that's right. Absolutely. I'm glad you here, though, mi alma. There he is, Jody Briggs. You know, so that's the story with him. I definitely wanted to give this. It is Father's Day today, the day of this recording. I wanted to definitely say, hey, thank you to everybody wishing me happy Father's Day. I'm greatly touched. I love y'all beyond belief. You already know that. And happy Father's Day to all the papas and papos and daddies out there, doing their thing. So I just want to make this video for y'all. I hope y'all use him. Dorian Abril, thank you so much. Yeah, get your money on with St. Nicholas. Get your money on with St. Nicholas. And I wish y'all a good Sunday, have a good relaxing Sunday. I know some of y'all have to work, some or whatever, but definitely. Thank you, Eliel. I appreciate it. Thank you, Pastor T. Vanessa Texas, I'm guessing, or TX, Vanessa TX. Thank you so much. Tawana Vance, you know you always welcome. Whatever I can, if I come up on some shit, I'm gonna end up giving it out. Of course, there's some things that are just personal I can't give out. There's more of that than there is that I can. But the ones that I can, believe me, they're gonna be tried, tested, and true. So they're gonna be ready for you. So, all right. But anyways, peace and blessings to y'all. I'm finna get this little workout in, and yes, still have work to do later on. So definitely peace and blessings to everybody. Thank you for watching this video. And fucks with my man St. Nicholas. Peace.